This is Journeys of Empowerment. More than a podcast. It's a circle of belonging, where every story becomes a turning point. I'm 𝗔𝗱𝗁𝗁 𝗫𝗁𝗁. Here, we don't just share experiences. We pause, reflect, and realign with what truly matters. Before we dive in, a word of gratitude to our very first believer and sponsor, 𝗔𝗱𝗁𝗁𝗁. We've all seen it. New processes, detailed training, tighter KPIs, yet somehow, the real shift never takes root. Because transformation doesn't start in the system. It starts in the human being. 𝗔𝗱𝗁𝗁𝗁 understands that lasting change isn't about control, but about awareness. In their awareness workshop, you'll explore why strong processes still break down in execution, why learning fades when it's not embodied, and how to build teams that take ownership, not just orders. Change that drains people won't last, but change that awakens behavior, that's what moves everyone forward. Ready to lead differently and from awareness? Visit 𝗔𝗱𝗁𝗁𝗁.nl. What if coming home means returning to where your story began, not just as a place, but to a feeling, a truth that has been waiting beneath the noise of belonging and loss? In this episode, I connected with Hartini Kandari, a Dutch-Indonesian therapist, author, and musician, whose life has been shaped by both separation and return. Adopted from Indonesia at 4 months old, she lost her cultural identity overnight and spent decades finding the way back. Now, as she prepares to re-immigrate to Bali, her story bridges healing, heritage, and faith. We spoke about the body as the keeper of memory, how music became her first language of resilience, and what it means to write through wounds instead of around them. And somewhere in there, a quiet truth emerged, that healing isn't about fixing what's broken, but remembering what's whole. As Hartini shared, with ACT therapy, we don't aim to heal what's broken, because we're not broken. We learn psychological flexibility. And I'll be carrying this one, that sometimes our restlessness is a compass pointing us back to where our story began. Let's take a breath and begin. Welcome, Hartini.
Thank you, 𝗔𝗱𝗁𝗁𝗁.
Let's start with your name. Where does your name come from? Hartini.
My name is Indonesian because I was born in Indonesia. I don't know how I got my name. But yeah, the possibilities are from the orphanage or from my biological family, original family.
Mm-hmm.
How do you call that? Original or biological?
That's a good question.
Or just family?
If you asked me that question 25 years ago, I would have said my biological.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do, what I really feel right now, it's that's my family.
Yeah, it is.
It's my family. So there's no birth family or biological family. No, that's my family. And that has to do with my background and history, but it grew like that and closer. There's nothing in between. That's my family. So that's, I think, the answer. And what does it mean? What does it stand for or mean?
Oh, I don't know that by heart, but someone looked it up for me once. It has something to do with the heart. And with haven, I thought.
Haven.
Haven, yeah.
Heaven. Haven.
No, haven, not heaven. No, haven.
All right. Hey,
but about your what you said, that you don't put a word in front of the word family anymore. It's maybe a nice bridge to adoption sensitivity.
We're right away going deep, right?
Yeah.
So your name, adoptee, therapist, author, violinist. Where do you want to start?
The beginning.
Let's start with.
I was born in Indonesia. I don't know where exactly. And my adoptive parents, they picked me up. Yeah, it sounds very strange, but it's like that, in Jakarta. And I was around 4 months old then, young actually, a baby still, for adoption. And then I flew to the Netherlands. And they made me Dutch. I lost my whole Indonesian identity. Same as you.
Wow. We knew already right away that this is going to be resonating for us, sitting across, sitting here because of both our backgrounds. And there are in this short sentence there are so many layers, right? So many layers of depth to tap into. So you came to the Netherlands, and share a little bit about upbringing and your childhood. How was that for you?
I guess I had a nice childhood with a sister. She's almost 5 years older, but she was a daughter of my adoptive parents.
So then you say the biological daughter of...
Yeah.
And how does she feel towards you? Is your sister or your biological sister?
Adoptive sister.
Adoptive sister.
Yeah. By that time, during my youth, she felt like a sister, I guess. And for now, it's the same with... something you said in the beginning, like 25 years, I would have called my family biological family, your Indian family.
Yes.
And maybe your adoptive family, I don't know, but maybe then you called them your family. And now, just for me, I call my Dutch family family on paper. It sounds a bit harsh, but they're not my blood family. So, but during my youth, I was in the fog, and it was quite okay, my youth, but there happened some things which are not okay. So, yeah, I coped with it because I already played the violin since I was very young. So I had my violin to maybe support me, actually, the music.
What is very young? When did you, and especially, how did you came on the path to play violin at such a young age? How old were you?
I watched television when I was 3 years old. We were forbidden to watch television by our parents. Well, we were allowed to watch television, certain programs like Sesame Street and stuff like that, but not just I don't know, programs we wanted to see. And I watched television when they were going somewhere for groceries or whatever, and I saw a program with I guess Japanese or Chinese children. I don't know. I don't remember because I was 3 years old, and they were playing violin with their parents. It was the Suzuki method, and it's a method where people learn the violin with their parents. So really mirroring, actually. A very nice method. They learn playing music by ear, without sheet music. And I was very enthusiastic. And my parents came home, and I said, I want to play the violin. I want to learn that. Yeah. But they thought that I was too young to being able to decide if I really wanted to play the violin. So I had to wait for 2 more years. And I always took wooden blocks and to play with the wooden blocks as if that was a violin, like in this position already. Well, not like this, but more like this. Yeah.
A sort of the movement, not exactly the same. Wow. But already when you were 3, it planted a seed.
Yeah.
And the 𝗔𝗱liche method. I think we have to look it up. It sounds interesting.
It's
mirroring, and by mirroring, learning to play.
Yeah, and listening.
Yeah.
The same as how you learn a language, actually. Yeah.
It is all about mirroring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you say that it helped you. How does music help you?
Well, before this recording, we were talking about connection. Yeah, and music is, for me, it's the way to connect with life, with other people, with myself, with my feelings, my emotions. It's a way to express from maybe the day I was able to play the violin. Maybe already from an open string. Just, expression without words.
Yeah, there are quite some methods to express ourselves. It can be via MMA, it can be via theater, it can be via music, via sports, via dance. And what's interesting is that for us, you and me, I mean by us, it's very understandable what we just spoke about in 8 minutes, the last 8 minutes. But let's try to make it also understandable for our listener who are not, I almost want to say lost and found, who are not adopted. Because I can imagine that it sounds a little bit confusing, right? We should be happy when we're adopted and come to the Netherlands, and but it sounds complex. What can we explain? And you, of course, you can feel free to ask me the same questions. So it's a mutual conversation, but to help the listener understand. Okay, you come to the Netherlands, you were only 4 months old. My pitch was always, I was a 10 days old baby given away to an orphanage in Mumbai, in 𝗔𝗱ecie home. I was 6 months old when I came to the Netherlands. And then I grew up in Bilthoven, Amersfoort and New York, and it almost sounded as a pitch, right? Like, okay, bam, 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 bam. But if we pause and reflect, how was it for you or me growing up in the Netherlands, in a country without any genetic markers, similar genetic markers, with different sound, different smell, different everything, and everything what lies behind us, our ancestors and so, doesn't come from here.
Yeah.
How was that for you? When did you first notice, hey, I'm different? How was that for you? Maybe that's the simplest way to explain is the differences we started to experience.
Well, the mind was a lot later than my body. My body already knew that I wasn't feeling at home, feeling very well and everything, because I had a lot of stomach problems and skin problems, tension. Very high tension in my muscles. Which is a thing. Well, actually, everything I just mentioned are things I see in my practice as a therapist. Yeah, a lot of adoptees have these problems I just mentioned with the skin and the stomach and everything.
And
my voice.
And your voice.
And my voice.
Yeah. What do you mean by your voice? What happened? What does that something happened or?
Well, when I felt stressed out, tension, I lost my voice. Sometimes it was just like that, and sometimes it was all gone. So I went to a...
Yeah, we just spoke about it in Dutch. It's logopedist.
Yeah.
In English, I don't know.
No, yeah. A therapist for your
for
voice.
Your voice.
And your breathe.
Breath work and voice.
Breath work, Yeah, but I was I was very young when I went to this therapy for my voice, and my breath work,
Music is also an important part of your life. You started dreaming about it when you were 3, envisioning it until 5, and then what?
Well, I guess I already had music earlier, before 3, because I always dream a lot. Since I was a child, I dream a lot. And I always have music in the background of my dreams.
Oh, wow.
Since I can remember.
But can you also remember which music you heard last night in your dreams?
No, I don't remember when I am awake, but I always know that when I wake up, there was music again. And especially when I was a child, I always heard music and I was thinking, I hope one day I can compose what I just heard in my dream. So I guess that was already before I was 3 years old. But you asked, okay, what happened? You started playing the violin. Well, my adoptive mother was a little bit pushy. She pushed me to practice every day. But I am thankful for that now, because if she hadn't done that, I wouldn't have the level I'm having now. Yeah. So every day, practice. And it was not very long, only maybe since I was 5, maybe 30 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes. And then later on, primary school, maybe 45 minutes, 1 hour. And then high school, 1 hour and a half every day.
So it gradually build up.
Yeah, until 3 hours.
Until 3 hours, wow.
Until 3 hours, yeah.
And while growing up, did you also do sports or whatever? What was your daily practice? Only the music, or also sports?
A lot of music, because I also went to an orchestra from a young age. But I also had to do sports because my parents were very sporty people, and I'm not. I hate sport. I only do it for my health.
Oh, that's a good reason.
Yeah, okay, it's a good reason,
right?
Yeah,
and you still do it, so.
Well, I do it now, because when I was young, I didn't do it. Yeah, because I had to, but I was not the person who knew what to choose. So I did just ballet because my sister did ballet, and I did ice skating because I hated it because it was cold in the ice skating hall. Oh, dingin sekali. That's very cold in Indonesian.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah. Before we dive in further to childhood and growing up and the challenges, that's one part. So being an adoptee. Let's jump right away forward a bit to here and now. And that makes also the connection to why you're doing what you're doing. There's a book coming up.
Yeah. The 27th of September.
27th of September, 2025. The book launch.
Yeah.
What is the title and what is it about?
Well, in Dutch it's Adoptie Impact, and in English Adoption Impact. And it's about Araya, and she's a fictional client of mine. And we follow her during her process. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's having therapy in my practice. And she's Asian adoptee and grew up in the Netherlands, and she's having all these kind of problems which are related to her adoption. The book is also full with reflections for the reader and poems, and also parts from my own experiences.
So you showed me briefly the content of the book, and which still has to be published, and maybe also help the listener a bit understand what is the build-up of the book.
Yeah, it's actually really like a therapy process where the story starts, and all the themes we are going through, like loss and grief, but also relationships and intimacy, how to connect with other people, and also I use a word which isn't a word. In Dutch it's wetenschap, and I guess we can translate it in, you said something like little knowledge,
nuggets or something.
Yeah, but I think maybe like snippet shelf.
Snippet shelf, yeah.
Snippet shelf.
So really little nuggets of wisdom in that.
Yeah, from studies about trauma, early childhood trauma, adoption. Yeah.
So this is interesting. Being adopted, now a therapist, writing a book about also personal experiences. If you share a little, can you share a little bit about the process of writing of the book? Because I can imagine how easy was that.
Well, it was not my first book, so that helped, I guess. And I write a lot. I almost write every week, at least once, on LinkedIn. Yeah, blogging. And so I'm already used to write a lot. And also when I'm not blogging, I'm writing in the train or when I'm waiting for the bus. Or writing is after music my second activity I'm always doing, actually. Yeah. How is the process of writing a book?
Especially what is so close to you. So you write often, and also your blogs are very personal. Yeah. So that helps. It's not only writing, but it's also writing about personal stuff. But yet I can imagine writing a book and the expectations of, how is this book going to help other people? I can imagine, how do you go through that process? And for instance, did you come up some writer blocks as you hear from, or how does it work for you?
Yeah. Well, maybe at first I just sat down and I started writing, and then I wrote like 50 pages, not thinking, but just in flow, because I have this hyper-focus thing you also know from people who have dopamine error. Yeah. But then
intermittent dopamine.
Yeah.
I say intermittent dopamine.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. It's error is right away a little bit judgmental. And I'm like, let's call it intermittent.
Yeah.
It sounds more promising,
nice,
right?
Yeah. I like it. Intermittent dopamine. Yeah. No, I just wrote 50 pages, but then I was reading my own 50 pages, and I thought, no, this is not it. This is not it. And then I thought, okay, what's missing in the field? What kind of book about adoption is missing? Because everybody is writing their own story, and I didn't want to just write my own story. I thought, who wants to know about my story? Why would that be interesting? And then I thought, oh wait, I work as a therapist. Maybe I can do a different point of view. So in the book, I am the therapist, which I am when I'm at work. And then I'm having conversations with Araya. And the reader...
The fictional adoptee, huh?
Yeah. And the reader can relate to Araya.
And I saw also there are some reflection moments and blocks in the book.
Yeah. A lot, actually.
Yeah. And is it also structured in a way you normally proceed with your therapy with your clients? So in some sort of ways, there is similarity.
Yeah, there is similarity. Yeah, but actually, I work with every client in a different way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's situational.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to a question. To dive a little deeper, what and why is adoption so complex? What makes adoption complex?
Adoption.
What makes being adopted complex? What kind of things do you see in your clientele?
Well, that's a nice question, because that's also the reason why I made the book the way I did it. Because at first I thought, okay, I'm going to write a book about the impact of adoption. And then I was writing the 50 pages. And then I thought, okay, this is too much about myself, which is not the story of all adoptees. And I really wanted to make a book for all adoptees, because we all have our own stories. And for everyone, it's different. Yeah, the impact of adoption. For everyone, it's different because of the complexity of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so complex that for one, it's like this, and for the other, it's like that. And also, during your life, it's changing. When you are in the fog or out of the fog, or maybe there are some big life events which change your point of view or your feelings and everything. For example, you did have children from a young age. You got a daughter from when you were, I don't know.
Well, I'm now 52. Yes, listeners, I'm 52. And don't laugh too hard. And India is now almost 19. Yeah. So I was 32.
Oh, yeah, it's normal actually, but I thought you were 42. So.
No, oh, that's so nice.
So there's no, but it changed your life, yeah.
It is.
And then there is a before India, her name is India, before India, and then after she was born, and also maybe how you feel about the adoption, because then you had your own blood in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Near you, I mean.
It's for sure. The moment, very first moment I held India in my arms, it was really the realization, this is for the first time I'm holding flesh and blood of my own. Yeah. And that was really, really a profound, deep feeling. So India, if you're listening, that was a really profound feeling. Thank you very much for that.
And why I'm using this as an example, because that's why for you, your adoption can be experienced in a very different way than for me, because I don't have children. And I always thought, this is also a good example actually, I always thought I don't want to have children. But now I know that I blocked the wish. Yeah, because of the adoption, the wound, the adoption wound. I'm always calling it adoption wound in my book, because for some people it feels like a trauma, and for other people it feels like a wound, which can also be a trauma, of course. But yeah,
I believe so too. And especially when I read the book for the very first time, only when I was 48. So it's not long ago, 4 years. That opened really in my eyes. Primal Wound of Nero and Nancy Ferrier, and the separation trauma. I didn't even know there was a name for it, and the whole explanation what it is, and then how it manifests. It opened my eyes big time, because it was for 95% as if the book was written about me, and I was like, this is because I always felt alone and a little bit strange for having feelings I couldn't place. So I can imagine. Your book will help many people. What is the ultimate goal for you for the book? What do you hope, especially adoptees, would feel after reading your book?
I hope they feel seen and heard, and I hope they feel the opportunity to write their story. And also to reflect on their own feelings, and to make room for their emotions, and to allow themselves to feel these emotions.
What is it? If it is complex, it is individual. Yet I believe there are also some commonalities in feelings across a lot of adoptees. Some sort of 2-3 things you often hear when speaking with adoptees. What in your practice and your experience are 2-3 things which are really quite often pops up when somebody's talking about their experience?
Relationships. That's actually one. Number 1, number 2, and number 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And relationships, can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, not only the love relationship, but also with the parents, of course. Adoptive parents, but also the parents, who are not, who we don't know, or who we perhaps meet in a later stage.
Yeah, no, later stage. Yeah. So, and what is then the challenge?
Loyalty can be one. Not being able to connect with adoptive parents, which has to do with several things, of course, but also I believe it has a lot to do with incompatibility.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Incompatibility.
Yeah. You know, with adoption, I was talking with a client today about that. He said, "Yeah, when you're having a puppy, you go to the place where the puppy lives, and you wait which puppy comes to you, and then you know, oh, I'm gonna adopt that puppy." But with adopting a child, they just say, "This is your child." Sometimes you can choose as a parent, but the children, we don't have a voice in it. And that's basically incompatibility, because we have different ethnicity, so we smell different. Our smell is different, and we remember the voice of our mother because we already can recognize the voice in the belly.
In the womb, yeah.
Yeah, in the womb, yeah. And we already know about all the things we can smell, hear, all our senses is how we already know our mother. And we're always missing our mother. Our body is always seeking for her. But there is almost always no place for that loss in the adoption family. Do you recognize it?
Yes, yes. And at the same time, the book of Nancy is written only in 1993. And it took me until 2021 to read it. But I think there should be a book, and I don't know, for adoption, parents who think about adoption, to help them become aware, because it's also a lot of awareness. A baby comes in, that's what I learned to understand, comes in and long expected, and adoption parents are really happy, but the baby is mourning.
The baby is mourning.
The baby is mourning and missing, and everything is different. This, as you said, the smell, the sound, the temperature, the culture, the language, everything.
You know about the study that the temperature of the body of the baby goes down when the mother is leaving the room, and then when they replace the mother for another woman, which is what we have with adoption, then the temperature of the body of the baby goes down again more.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a sort out-tuning instead of attuning.
Yeah.
So I do recognize that, and I don't blame anyone for that. It's also a lack of awareness, lack of knowledge. So I think we have also a huge responsibility to help. I believe everybody understand more. That's why I love to have this conversation in Journeys of Empowerment podcast. It's about lived experience, and as people will notice, this is very personal for me also. So I can't be the host I'm normally in because it's so deeply close to me too.
Yeah.
And but it's okay. It's non-scripted. It's non-edited, and it's a raw, genuine conversation. And yes, I recognized it. And but also reading that book, Primal Wound, made me so aware about a lot of things I have felt but wasn't aware of, didn't have any, let alone have speech for it, words for it.
Yeah.
And also how it manifests. So for me, for instance, one thing I would love to share, if you allow me to, is in relationships, there was something. Well, I tend to say funny, but it wasn't funny. I was always testing. So always testing, not to cross anyone's boundary. That's not a testing, but the unconditionality. So pulling back, going forward. And that was hurtful for a lot of girlfriends in the time I grew up. And I was really outgoing, so everything in my life was outgoing. But it was really all about testing the unconditionality. So if it's real, can I pull back and can I come back? And is it still there? That was for me really resonating when I read the book, and I was like, this is what I'm doing. Are there some things that you see in the relationships that are really common, what you see in your practice?
Well, this one.
This one, yeah?
Yeah. You just told me. And another one is the suitcase we were talking about before. When you put the suitcase in your room or close to the door, so you can leave whenever you want.
Help the listener a little bit more understand. So you're living somewhere and then?
Yeah, you're together with someone. And you always have a packed suitcase.
A sort of plan B packed suitcase.
Yeah, it's about plan B, having a plan B. I had this, and I also had another one. I always had
plan C.
Yeah, or when I quit the suitcase, I had another plan B, and there was I call it in Dutch reserveman.
Yes. A spare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was not that I was having an affair or something, but I was always in my mind thinking about, okay, if we break up, maybe there is already another guy who can be there for me, like that. That's also I see in the practice, and I see a lot of addiction behavior. Also addiction for addiction like pornography or affairs actually, or prostitutes. So sexual related addictions.
And if we dive under that addiction, what would be the fundamental drivers for that behavior? Because the addiction is, in my understanding, it's the behavior. But what is underlying driving that behavior?
Yeah, that is the adoption wound, I think. I talked with one client lately about going to the prostitute, and he said, with her, I don't need to be someone. I can just be who I am. I don't need to be the perfect husband or the perfect father, or I don't have a mask. I don't wear a mask when I'm with her.
I was waiting for that word.
Yeah.
Mask. Marie, if you're listening to this conversation with your beautiful movement behind the mask, unmasked leader.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I also write in the book about Araya, and she's playing a role online. That's something she's doing. That's her addiction. And she calls herself Miss Noir, and she's online playing a role. And there, actually, she's not really playing a role because she can be whoever she wants to be in this Miss Noir setting. And she's having certain behavior which can help her as Araya in real life. For example, as Miss Noir, she dares to say no. And that's what we find out during a session. And so I give her an assignment like, okay, try to say no when you are Araya. Because you can do it, because you can do it as Miss Noir. Yeah.
And do you see? Yeah, we have the book, and then the book has, of course, the beginning and the end. Is there an end stage when it comes to being adopted?
No, we are always adopted, and we will always find new. There will always be new events in our life, which will maybe trigger or. Trigger is a big word. Yeah.
We're easily triggered, right? Let's be honest.
Which can trigger us in the adoption wound, I guess. Yeah.
But do you believe people can heal? Or is there something different, a different perspective you have towards helping your clients? Are you helping your clients to heal? Or are you helping your clients with another angle, from another angle?
A nice question, because I'm working with the acceptance and commitment method. And
what does it? What maybe a little bit before we dive in? What is that kind of therapy?
Yeah, that's why I think this is a nice question, because with ACT, they call it ACT. They always say you work towards psychological flexibility and not healing something because you are not broken.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Psychological flexibility. Whoa.
Yeah.
What does it even mean?
That you can cope with all the things, the struggles and the issues and the problematic behavior. It's about self-compassion, and it's about dealing with things in creative ways. For example, when you have how do we say piekeren? When you are overthinking? Yeah,
overthinking
a lot. You have thoughts like I'm not good enough, or I'm worth nothing, or they don't want me, or something like that. You can do funny stuff with these thoughts, like you can sing with it. I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. And that is doing something with your brain. I see.
I'm looking at you.
It's doing something with your brain, yeah? When
Just
you
a
hear
second, can you do that again?
I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. Woo, woo. I'm not good enough.
And what does it do? What does it do?
Well, you make new paths in between the
neurons and the neural pathways, and neurons that fire.
Yeah.
So new connections.
And
that sort of flexibility that helps you to have more than one path to cope and...
Yeah, because normally you feel sad when you think about I'm not good enough. But when you sing a lot or you do a strange voice, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Then you make new dissociations.
You're only playing an instrument, or are you also
in a theater?
Active in a theater? Because I think there's a role for you, right?
Yeah. You make new associations.
No, wow. Well, fascinating.
Yeah.
It's also an interesting moment right now in your life as we're sitting here, because when we're recording this podcast, it's the 16th of September 2025, and it's the first year anniversary of the podcast. Yay! We celebrated it with an already molten, it's something strange with the candle, with the 1 year candle on our spekkoek. I don't know how to say that in English.
Spekkoek in English.
Bacon cookie.
Layered Indonesian something.
Very sweet.
Cake.
Yeah,
Very sweet.
It's very sweet. That is
Manis.
more Indian. Manis satu. We're sitting here, but when we're publishing this podcast, your book is published at the 27th of September.
Yeah.
And when this podcast is published, you're not living here anymore. You're not living here anymore.
I will be home.
Wow. And where's home?
Home is in Lovina. I am remigrating.
Yeah, re-immigrating. I never heard of re-immigrating.
Re-immigrating.
Wow.
I'm going back to my roots.
Reunite with your roots.
Reunite with my roots in Indonesia. I'm going to live in the north of Bali. I bought a house in 2024. And yeah, that's where I feel I'm at home. Yeah.
You can right away see that.
Yeah.
You start beaming and shining and glowing when you're talking about it.
Yeah.
What happens when you think about that and that decision? What happens inside you?
Oh, I'm feeling so relaxed when I'm over there, when I'm in Indonesia. Not only Bali, of course, but also the whole of Indonesia. I feel no more stress. Not like in the Netherlands. Of course, there's also stress, but it's different level. And I can be myself. I can feel my Indonesian blood. And I can talk in Bahasa Indonesia, which also feels really me, Hartini. And I don't feel rushed anymore.
Is it rushed or also less restlessness?
The last one.
Yeah. Now, the reason for asking is that I was 2 weeks ago at an amazing event, Belonging by Redesign. And there, for the first time, it landed really that if you are all of the sudden, I'm now speaking about my own experience, to be clear, but all of a sudden, as baby, to the Netherlands, and you have to cope, and you have to deal with and navigate to and start navigating your life, being here, yet being a little bit different, and so forth and so on. But also the disconnection, the disconnection where you came from, but you don't want to feel it as disconnection because you're here. You have to be normal. You have to fit in. You have to mask. You have to survive. And for me, the very first moment when the plane doors opened in 2023 in April 2023, for the first time after being 49 years away from my birth country.
Wow.
That moment I will never forget, because it was the very first moment that everything felt different, yet familiar.
Wow.
And when you also say that it feels like home, it felt home, yet I feel also very at home, and yet it is also only my personal experience, so I'm not projecting, but also very at home in the Netherlands. So that brought for me the question, okay, but when I was there and I asked myself the question, do I feel myself Indian or Dutch or a combination of it? What do I feel? Well, it popped up really fast from within. I feel really Dutch with longer than normal Indian roots. So it's like the banyan tree, the tree of life, where we're looking at with the variety of all the branches what you're looking at, and then the whole roots deeply into the ground all the way to Mumbai. And the moment I felt that, the 49 years of restlessness vanished completely. I never felt restless anymore. I'm very driven. People say, okay, maar Michiel, so he is what he wants to achieve, he will achieve. He's so driven, but no restlessness anymore. So I can imagine when you are there, but you have a different experience. So that's interesting. You have a different experience. For you, the Netherlands
is still restlessness.
Yeah,
in my body, not in my mind anymore. Maybe that changed
over time.
I think maybe that started to change when I went back for the first time. I was 28. I went back for the first time with my adoptive mother. And then I lived there for 6 months in 𝗔𝗱់ጽ. And then my mind started to be more quiet. Yeah. But my body is still, when I'm in Holland, it's always tensed. And so, in Indonesian, it's 𝗔𝗱់ጽ𝗶𝗲 𝗜𝗺𝗁. I don't know the word in English.
No, but I'm just listening and trying to really feel and understand what you're saying. So, it's tiring.
Yeah, but that's too small, I guess.
Too small, yeah.
𝗔𝗱് ጽ𝗶𝗲 is more than tiring, yeah.
It's a deep tiredness, but deeper.
Yeah.
And the restlessness, that as soon as you're in Indonesia, you don't feel that. So do you feel also at home in the Netherlands, or totally not, or slightly? Where are you?
I feel at home in the Netherlands too, but not, in a different way. I think, of course, my way of thinking is Dutch, I guess.
Is it?
Partly, I guess. I'm not sure.
That's interesting to figure out when you're there, and longer than just a few months or few weeks.
Yeah.
But really for an indefinite period of time. What the indefinite period of time? So there's no ticket back.
Yeah. This was the first time that I bought a one-way
ticket.
Wow, that was so different. Yeah.
Also relief?
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just talking about my visa when I was in the train when I came here, and I said, I have a visa with which I can enter, and then I have to go to another country in 2 months, but I will have another visa before that, and then I can stay 1 year at least.
Yeah, because you only have a Dutch passport, right? Or do you have 2 passports?
No, that's not possible.
No, huh?
No, because the Indonesian government's not allowing that yet. When I am a professional football player, I can, but I'm not yet a professional football player.
One of my best friends is his son is playing in very high in Indonesia. And Vincent, if you're listening, and his son is so he's very often there. And
Jakarta.
Yeah.
Need to meet him.
Yeah. You will. Yeah, Ivar Jenner. And no, but. So you're going there and indefinitely. And is there also a possibility to become a Indonesian citizen?
That's always a possibility, but then I lose my Dutch citizenship. And although I know I want that, it's hard to travel when you're only Indonesian.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. In Asia, it's okay, I guess. But to Europe, then I need other visa for to go back to Europe and everything. Yeah.
Again, complex.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much complexity in one episode, right? It's layered and it's complex for ourselves to understand ourselves, but it's also complex for our surroundings. What do you think? What do you when it comes to relationships? And this podcast is about adoption, so let's go a little bit deeper into also the impact around us. What do you think is complex for our surrounding, for us being adopted, growing up here? And for our surrounding, what are some similarities when it comes to complexity for others being involved in the surrounding of an adoptee?
Well, you were talking about testing the unconditional...
Yeah, unconditionality.
Unconditionality. Yeah, I think that for the surrounding, it's hard because a lot of children do that, adoptees, and also in their love relationships and with their parents, friendships also. I call it sometimes the on and off, the switch. Yeah. So when a friend was doing something no, you didn't expect, but was hurtful. Yeah, then there was this, for me, there was this off
switch.
Yeah.
And what happened then if you switch off? What, you distance or what?
No feeling, I blocked my feelings.
Your feelings?
Yeah.
So you were still there, but you blocked your feelings?
Yeah, and that's what I see a lot in the practice also.
Yeah?
Yeah, that people don't feel anymore when there is, normally there is anger or sadness, but then they block that, the feelings and the emotions, and then you cannot communicate anymore with the other person. Actually. Yeah.
No.
And also, which is very hard for, I think that's very hard for the surrounding, I guess, dissociation, because a lot of adoptees have this dissociation issue, more or less. So I have an example when I was driving a car. There was something happening with a... I don't remember exactly the situation, but I was very stressed out. And then suddenly I got a blackout, dissociated. But I was driving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I saw literally black. But then, so I didn't see anything anymore. And then the person who was sitting besides me, he said things, what I needed to do, and I just followed his instructions. But I didn't remember, afterwards I didn't remember anything about it.
And why does it happen? Why does it occur, dissociation? What is the function of that?
The function is, it is something like fawn and, you have fight, flight, fawn, and
freeze. Yeah.
And it's something in between fawn and freeze, I guess, or one of them. Yeah. So it's, I guess with me it was kind of not really freeze because I was still able to drive, but I couldn't see anymore. And the function is that we think that we are so in risk, high risk, that that's the only way to survive.
So when a situation is so overwhelming and so pervasive, so it is almost as if everything is falling down, then we dissociate.
Yeah.
And it's a sort of survival mechanism. Yeah. Is it a brain survival mechanism? So it happens really in our brain.
Yeah.
Wow. And can we snap out of it?
Yeah, but that's also a long way. Yeah. With therapy and you can do exercise, of course, but it's there's no guarantee that it will help. So then it's best that the surroundings also know how to deal with that. Yeah.
And when it comes to dissociation, I had another question about it because it can be also dangerous, right? When you're driving in the car and then it happens and you're still driving the car, but you're not fully there. That's scary, right?
It happened once in the car, but I had it a lot when I was working as a professional violinist on stage.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And
very often. Yeah.
You could still play the violin, but not being there.
Yeah.
Not being.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was very frightening.
How do we recognize it when we see that happening to somebody else? How can we recognize, let alone help somebody when it? What do you have to do, and what are the don'ts?
Well, it depends on the amount of dissociation.
Yeah, on the severeness.
Yeah, because some are really, you see that they are frozen because they can't move anymore. And others just talk with you while they are dissociated. Then you can see it in their eyes or that they're not reacting, not responding. In their
gaze, so the way they are looking to the world. Yeah, to the world. Yeah.
And what can you do? Yeah, you need to try to make them feel in the here and now again. Yeah.
In the present.
The present.
Wow. Let's go a little bit, circle back to a little bit to your book. You're talking about Araya, eh? How did Araya? Well, how did it come to life? How did it start? How did you come on Araya?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know because I'm a person who is writing just in a flow. Yeah. So I was just starting to write, and then I thought, okay, I need a name which is relatable for at least 2 continents. And Araya is an African name and an Asian name. So that's why I chose, for Araya. That's one. And I was also thinking, okay, so I choose a girl now. Maybe in the second book I choose a boy.
There will become a second book.
Perhaps. I'm not sure yet. But
great marketing hook.
Well, I have the feeling that a lot of adoptees will react. And I can use the reactions for a second book. Yeah,
that's what Nancy did with Coming Home to Self. It took her very long, only to 2001 or 2, to write Coming Home to Self. So 1993 was Prime Wound. And then based upon the feedback and the resonance of her first book, she decided to write the second book, which was 3 times thicker, and but really also enriched with personal notes and from her readers.
This is already a very thick book. Actually.
Yeah, well,
because of the reflections.
Yeah. And can people reach out because then people have read the book and did the sort of the reflections. But what can they do if they want more? Know more, understand more, reach out?
Well, at first, people who buy the book, they are allowed in my online sharing group.
Yeah, they have to do something,
Yeah, they
right?
have to make a picture with the book.
With themselves and the book?
Yeah, with themselves and the book. Yeah, a
Proof.
selfie.
Yeah.
And then, I appreciate when they put it on some platform.
Of course.
But at least they send it to me. And then they are allowed in the online sharing group.
Yes.
So I make one for adoptees, one for adoptive parents, and one for healthcare professionals. So there are 3 groups.
There are 3 groups. And but to be clear, you if someone is not an adoptee, not an adoptive parent and not a practitioner, but still want to read the book,
they are also allowed.
They're also allowed to read the book, of course. And I think that would be very interesting because I think also they can learn a lot about, the complexity we're just talking about, right?
Yeah. But anyone can email me via LinkedIn or just my email address.
Yeah, now I will share in the show notes, of course, your LinkedIn profile, and also will there be a website centered around your book, or what is?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure. Okay, okay. And do you have a personal website right now?
I have just www. Hartini. And then it's still NL.
NL, yeah. And what is Indonesian then? What's the...
ID maybe?
ID, I don't know.
I guess, ID. Yeah.
If you look back at the distance traveled, you're now 34, so at the 34 years looking back, with the lived experience, with all you've been through, with what you have learned, experienced, trained yourself, helping others with, what would be 1 or 2 things you would love to say to the, let's say, 30 years younger you?
It's interesting you choose 30 years, because when I was 14, I just lost my adoptive father from a heart attack. And I didn't know by then that I was not only grieving for him, but also for my first parents and my first family and my tribe and my culture and my everything. What can I say to my younger self? Yeah, you are allowed to cry, and your behavior is natural, logical, and I can understand your behavior right now, because I started drinking by then. I started drinking alcohol when I was 14, 15. To not feel all the overwhelming emotions of grief. And also because I was very afraid that I was gonna lose my mother, my adoptive mother, also because she was having cancer, breast cancer. And my sister quit eating, so she was anorexic because of the grief. So the whole family was falling apart, actually.
And for you, your whole world was again
already,
falling
second
apart.
time.
Second time.
Yeah. And I always thought, I am not normal. I need to behave normal. But I couldn't. So I was also blaming myself that I was drinking and always restless. Yeah. And I couldn't focus on my homework. My grades were going down. Yeah. But also by that time, I already had my faith. My belief in God. Yeah.
And what role has faith in your life?
A big role, actually. I was always seeking for God and questioning things that I read in the Bible and discussing with the with the people in the church and everything. And I also studied other different religions. I was curious. But in the end, I'm back to Christianity. Yeah.
And what does it bring for you?
I never feel lonely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I also know that there is a path for me and I can tune. And God knows my path and I can communicate with Him through music and understand how to find my path. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm very grateful. I always want other people to find their God, whether it's God or Allah or Buddha, or it doesn't matter actually, but I hope people find their God. It's also something, I write about in the book, because when we lose our tribe, we also lose our religion, because in our original tribes, religion is almost always integrated.
And what do you mean by losing then?
I guess because in the Western world, there is also faith, of course, but we are consuming it in a very individual way. But in the original,
integrated in everything in life.
Yeah. You know a lot of Indonesian people, right? Yeah. And they are always busy with their Islam or with their Hinduism, or, well, in my situation with the Christianity, it's very Indonesian too.
It's a way of living.
It's a way of living, a way of life. Yeah.
And that brings me to a question. What I'm really curious, and also now these days a lot of thinking about it, is that how much of you and me is really you and me, and how much of that is from our ancestors. And because what makes me more understand, also more, I judged a lot about my own behaviors and couldn't understand why it's so difficult feeling me. And luckily I don't have that anymore, and trying to mask it with overcompensation in work, in materialistic sense of buying identity, being successful, earning a lot of money, having expensive cars, all those kind of crazy stuff, only to learn that it doesn't bring or add any value to who you really are.
Yeah.
to answer the question, especially where we come from, who are you? It's already for a lot of people with a national background, being here Dutch, it's always a difficult question to answer. Who are you? 9 out of 10 answer, yeah, I did this and academic that and yada 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 and corporate 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But also, when you ask me, who am I? Then it stops always with what I think I know. But there is so much me and more in me, which I don't know, and maybe I will never know, because it's proven by science that a lot of generational experience, but also trauma and experiences, and is stored from our ancestors, is stored in our genes and in our DNA, and by that in ourselves. So a lot of it is inherited, but we don't have any resonance what's inherited, because our surrounding, that's not where we inherited our ancestors. So that's what I find very interesting, intriguing, also sometimes saddening, that when it comes to who are you, I can only tell the story from here and now. But I do believe there's much more nature than nurture in me than we will ever figure it out. Because how can you figure out how much is nature versus nurture if nature doesn't come from here? How do you figure that out?
And also, I'm also talking about this in the book. It's called in Dutch epigenetica.
Yeah, epigenetics.
Epigenetics. Yeah. So, what do our cells express because we lived here in comparison to if we grew up there? Yeah. We will never know.
No.
And I hope to find out that a little bit when I'm going to live the second half of my life over there.
That sounds good, eh?
Yeah.
You're living your second half of your life
the second half
over
of my
there.
life I'm going to live there over there. And maybe then some of the cells will express themselves differently in comparison to in Holland.
I hope it will click. I believe in a sort of click.
Yeah.
That you right away, it's not about knowing.
Yeah.
It's more about, because that feeling and like,
And one of that things was the faith, because I always was busy with seeking God and everything, and then reading the Bible as a child and discussing and doubting things and everything. But when I was there, I knew it, I felt it. I didn't need to
question it,
or
it's not about reading and doing. It's about being and allowing and embracing.
Yeah, embracing.
Well, we're heading towards the end of this episode, and I'm very grateful that you took the time to, in your busy schedule, while publishing a book, and today is the press release and so forth and so on, and selling your house, and the 25th is your key transference, and then you don't have any home anymore here.
Then I will be homeless.
Yeah,
homeless again.
Homeless in the Netherlands.
Oh yeah, I already have
because
a house.
Luxury is that you have a house in Bali. Who doesn't want that? What guides you? That's the last question I would love to ask. For what guides you?
That's easy. God. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hartini, I would love to thank you very much for your openness and being here and sharing what you shared. And it was a bit, this felt for me very different, because the whole topic, which is our life story, so it feels so it's, of course, everyone is individual and it's different, and yet it feels so similar. A lot of things you went through. So thank you very much, and I'm looking very much forward to your book.
Yeah.
And and I hope listeners will think, hey, I want to reach out to her. I want to know more about you. Let's invite everybody to reach out to you and with questions.
You're welcome.
And you're also planning to, maybe the last thing is, what are your plans there? Because you're a busy bee, and you're going to be a busy bee over there.
Yeah. 2 things.
Yeah.
One is I want to record an album with Christian music, and the 3 things. And the second is I want to start a podcast about adoption and belief or faith, but in the broad sense of the And also the third is I want to build a resort for adoptees.
Ooh, a resort for adoptees.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And for a sort of retreat, or what are you going to do there?
Yeah,
or
retreats.
Offer there? Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big plans.
Big plans, Howie. And you will start with the music, I guess.
I don't know. God knows.
That's true. That's true. I wish you all the best, and re-immigrating. I'm so curious. We will have a call within a few months, and because I'm really curious that being there without the retour ticket, how does that really feel after a few months, and also are you blending in and.
We'll call.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for listening. If something in this conversation steered you, pass it on to someone who might need it. Because sometimes one story is all it takes. Keep going. Keep listening to what matters. And keep being you. Oh, and before we close, a quick call to agency for all the men listening. On December 3rd in Amsterdam, we'll gather again for the next Women's Health at Work sessions, organized by Embrace Health, formerly known as Mama Moon Health. Even if you think women's health isn't your topic, you might have a mother, sister, colleague or daughter who needs you to show up. The only way to really see what's happening is to be part of the conversation. Looking forward to see you there.